Try this again. There we go. For some reason, the chat window wasn't popping up right here. Yeah, we're back. Sorry about that. I got too far away from the router and I think I lost the connection. Yeah, I got to stay inside, or at least not go to the far corner of the yard. Because I mean, I've been outside before, but I think what happened is when I kneeled down to try and take a look at the jalapenos, I kind of was behind the metal shed, and I think that blocked what little connection I had. So, because I've been outside a bunch of times, but I guess it is possible to get too far away from the router, huh? You know, the router is literally right there, so you know this is about as the best place in the house to do a live stream because of my proximity to that. But you know, when you go out in the backyard, you know, I got a pretty big yard, so picture's a little fuzzy. That should hopefully clear up. It may be that that your internet connection, maybe there's a little traffic on your end or something right now, and it's compressing the video a little bit. But hopefully that'll clear up a little bit. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. The joys of technology. Right, Bite? But the only way that affected you is you turn around, you're showing your butt now. Right? Okay, Bob says it's clear. Is it getting better, Gene? Okay, good. Good. Yeah, sometimes that happens if you got like local traffic. It might even not even be local traffic in your house, but might just be on your block. Maybe a bunch of people are streaming something right now, and when the available data is not there or not available, sometimes YouTube will compress the video a little bit, send you a lower resolution version of it. So I don't know how much of that you saw, but you know, I showed you the jalapeno plants and how they're kind of small, but I got like one jalapeno on one of them, and I was showing you another plant that had some flowers on it. It looked like it was getting ready to bloom and do that. So yeah, I've been to downtown Waco a bunch of times. There's videos. It's a nice little place. It's one of the things I really liked about Waco is it kind of has a small town feel, but it's a decent sized town, so you can basically get anything you want, you know, for the most part. Yeah, the pool is very inviting right now. I'm looking forward to getting into that. After, you know, like I said, I'm gonna do some painting today, so it'll be a nice thing. It'd be a nice thing to take little breaks in the pool. Pretty crystal. You talking about this thing? It's not actually crystal. It's plastic, and it's a human skull. Ah! it's cool in the light. So Weird Al Yankovic and Alice Cooper. You can't go wrong with that. San Jose, California is in the house. Hi, Julie. I've been to San Jose. Did a few trade shows up there once. Hey, bite. Am I pulling your tail? Huh? Yes, I am. How rude of me, huh? Didn't I go to the Winchester Mystery House? Yeah, I went there with Jordan on one of his vlogs. Unfortunately, I don't think he could vlog in there. They don't let you do that. But it was an interesting place. My parents had been there years and years before, and so I'd always wanted to go, and we were up in the area, so yeah, we went. You have to go back and check out Jordan's vlog on the Winchester Mystery House. It was a few years ago, probably about 3 years ago now. Yeah, Jordan and I have been done a lot of things together on vlogs. We've had good times. I saw all sorts of fun stuff there. Some cool filming locations and stuff like that. I'm a huge fan of Falling Down, the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas, and got to visit the Army surplus store that from that movie. That place is just like it is in the movie too, except there isn't the back room area. I think that was shot somewhere else. You want some attention, right? It bugs you when the live stream's not about you. You don't even know what live streaming is, but you still got to be the center of attention, huh? Yes, you do. Anything to comment on? Huh? Anything you want to say? Feel free if you see any comment that you want to say something to someone about. It's your live stream too. They actually came to see you. They're not here to see me. Candlelight tours around Halloween, huh? That could be kind of fun. Really contemplating whether we can get up on the arm here. Because he's such a big fat tub of lard. Yes, he is. But he's my buddy. No, it's hard to believe Deborah Harry is 76. That's insane. Just look at him sitting there mugging for the camera. Oh, okay, big tub of lard. Look at that face. Hmm. 74 lawnmower called an antique. Yeah, right. Ain't that the truth? '74 is almost 40 years ago. It's hard to believe that, huh? Yeah, it's okay. We're all antiques. No, I know what you know about Jordan visiting Texas. I hope he'll make us stop through Waco. There's some kind of fun stuff here. Funny how we both got tired of California and left, though. I know it seems to go faster and faster too. I just crossed the 1 year anniversary of me buying this house. I've been in this house for a year now. It's hard to believe. Yeah, you're right. My math is wrong. Not 30 years, almost 50 years. Not 40 years, almost 50 years. You're right. When you get old and senile, your math skills go downhill too. The joys of getting old. So I think 50, almost 50 years old, that does make something an antique. 1974, that was when they built things to actually last. Wasn't all made out of plastic. Everything's really gone up in price. I mean, my house is worth probably 10% more now than it was when I bought it. And that was just a year ago. So, it's a good investment. Same with Jordan. Jordan's going to be very happy, when he gets older and gets ready to retire or maybe downsize. He'll pick up some equity in that place, and he will be glad he did that. The best thing to do is get out of an apartment because all you're doing is making a landlord rich. You're not making yourself. That rent check each month is just money thrown out the window. You know, when you have a house and if you're making payments on it and making additions to it, you know, it's just boosting in value. That's yours. You're investing in your property. How long have I been vlogging now? About 2 years. Because it was in May, it was 2 years that I moved to Texas, and I was going for a couple months before that. Any more cooking vlogs coming? There's always going to be, there'll always be more, but I don't usually plan those. That's just something that's, I get up one morning and say, what am I going to do today for a vlog? Oh, maybe we'll do a cooking vlog. So, you know, probably won't be any this week because I think this week we're going to paint the kitchen. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I'm doing good today. It's a nice warm day out, so it's a good day to be in the house. It was built in the mid 70s. So yeah, it's been around for a while. I think a big part of it is that the people who've owned it have taken good care of it. I was talking to the previous owner a few months ago, and and he was telling me that at one point there was a problem with the porch. It was actually separating from the house, and they had to do a lot of work on that, but that they fixed that now, and that should never be a problem again. So, what color am I going to paint the kitchen? It's going to be a yellow color. This color right here. I actually went out and bought the paint last weekend. So Peg's going to go out and brush the cat, huh? Go out and do it in the shed. So because the cat's shedding, huh? That's cool. I'm glad you'll listen while we're doing this. Yeah, I don't remember which one was the first one, but it was pretty early that I was on one of his earliest ones. So on a number of his early ones. So no, I want to keep the cabinets white, but I got to figure out what I'm going to do about the cabinets because the cabinets, and I think I've shown you this before. They put some weird coating on it. That's, in fact, hang on. Let's go look. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. I know we had a little disaster last time we went mobile here, but we're not going to go that far. So, because we're just going to go into the kitchen here, turn on some light in here so you can actually see what's happening. What they did is they put this coating on like inside the grooves and stuff like that. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it look old and weathered, but all I think it does, it makes it look dirty, and that doesn't come off. And there's actually some texture to it too, so I can't just paint over it either. So I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm going to do now. I was just thinking, kind of brainstorming when we did when we were live streaming during this live stream, that I went out and bought a heat gun recently, and I wonder if I could use the heat gun and kind of peel the paint away. That might work. I'm thinking when I get ready to do the cabinets, what I may end up doing is take one of the doors off and take it to Home Depot and see what they think. Because, you know, it just, like I said, I'm just not into it. It's kind of an off-white color, so it isn't really even a pretty looking cabinet. It just looks old and dirty. And I'd like to see if I can do something better with that. So I don't know. They did the same thing in the cabinets in the kitchen or in the bathroom too. And I don't know. Like I said, some people just think it makes it look old and weathered, but I just think it looks dirty. So I got to do something about that, but we'll figure it out. Sit back down here. Plug myself back in. Plug in the mouse. You watched Jordan's Dennis Wilson vlog today. That's cool. Well, I have kind of thought about painting over it, but the problem is it isn't just discoloration. There's texture to it too. Yeah, I like the little cabinets over the window though. I want to do something right with them, but like I said, they kind of sag a little bit. So I'm gonna have to do a little brainstorming on that, figure out how to deal with that. But we'll come up with something. Yeah, I'm not really into the weathered look in there. It doesn't fit with where I want to go. But like I said, I was thinking about the heat gun, and that might work. I might be able to, heat up the paint and peel it off. And if I could do that, then I can, even if I go right down to the bare wood, we could do that. So that's something to think about. Like I said, I want to take one of the doors off and maybe bring it over to Home Depot and get their opinion on how I could do that and make that look good. Because I think a real sharp white color on there, not the off white, not the texture and any of that stuff. Hey Eric, how you doing? I was talking to Eric, not you, Bite. Now you're all upset with me because I'm not talking to you. Bite loves the window over here because he likes to stare out and watch the birds and watch the people walk by and watch the cars and stuff like that. I got blinds on the window, but I have them up about that high so he can peek through, and he likes to look outside. Remember, kids, don't drink and vlog. Does the cat's bedroom window face into the backyard? No, it faces into the front yard. Yeah, I don't know about media blasting. That might be an option too. But like I said, I want to talk to some pros about that, not just try something and end up screwing it up because I want to fix it, but that's not exactly uh, that's not exactly my line of expertise. So they can blast it with walnut shell and dry ice. Yeah, I don't know if possible. If that could be done, if I can get it down to bare wood. Like I said, I was thinking maybe even the heat gun might work. Take Bite out for a walk on a leash. Yeah, it wouldn't be a walk though. It'd be a drag. He's never had any kind of a collar or any kind of a harness on, so he wouldn't like that at all. Any favorite '70s bands? Yeah, I like some of John Lennon's stuff. I like Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath, Jethro Tull. I was kind of a kid of the '70s. I wasn't as into music, but at the time, but I kind of got into them later. Got into like the era later on. Never got into the disco stuff though. Just not for me. Although there is actually one band I'm actually kind of embarrassed to admit that I like that could be considered disco, and that's ABBA. They had some great songs. But I think they really only had one song that could be considered disco, and that was that song Dancing Queen. And I don't even know if that was necessarily disco, it's just it got a lot of play at the discos at the time. I guess I remember Golden Earring, or I remember a band called that. I don't know if it's the same one. You like the microbrewery? Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I saw Mamma Mia once. Wasn't really into it. When am I gonna start doing the kitchen today? Today, so yeah, you'll see the first part of that. You'll see the first part of that on Tuesday because that's when that goes up. Huh. I'm to the point where I'm right at making the I got to make a video today in order for something to go up Tuesday because everything I've made now is up. You know the beer vlog that was just done on last Tuesday. So yeah, I remember smoking in the boys' room, not actually doing it, but the song. Yeah, I've watched a bunch of documentaries on beer making because I've always kind of thought it'd be fun to do it, and since I kind of like beer, I wanted to see how it was made. So I knew a bit of the process. That was how I could kind of ask them some questions about that. Yeah, that would probably actually be a good vlog, Peg, to do some beer brewing. I'd have to find someplace locally that sells kits. Now, I'm sure I could find something online too, but I think it'd be helpful to find someplace local to do it because then I could, go in and ask for advice and say, hey, how do I do this? I want, rather than just buying something and then, hoping it turns out all right. Because it wouldn't be just enough to make beer. I'd want to make good beer because it wouldn't be fun to have to drink bad beer. I can buy bad beer. It's in the grocery store called Budweiser or Coors. It was kind of fun at that place seeing that they had like the little the little you know tanks that they could just brew, experimental batches of stuff too. That's kind of fun. In addition to the big giant tanks where they brew gallons and gallons and gallons, they can produce like a keg's worth of something and just to try it out. You were just thinking about Budweiser when I said that. Yeah, there's a lot of people like Budweiser. I get some criticism here in Texas for liking good beer. They say, "Oh yeah, you're a Californian. You like good beer." It's like, yeah, well, I'm a Texan in a lot of other ways, but if being a Californian means I like good beer, then yeah, I'm a Californian. Would I buy Budweiser? I don't know about that. Maybe if I brew my own, that's what I'll call it, huh? That would actually be a funny name. Everybody got really quiet. Or we can call it Biteweiser. What do you think? Is that a good one? Or since your nickname is kind of Butt, maybe it'd be Buttweiser, huh? That would probably get me sued by Budweiser, though, wouldn't it? I definitely think that the Olympics should be allowing people. That's not where you're going with that, but that's still a funny comment. Breckweiser with a shot of escaping the mouse, huh? Yeah, I don't know if that would be a good name for. I don't know if escaping the mouse would be a good name for beer, though. Kind of brings up images you don't want to think about. Yeah, that is true. You get to have fun with the artwork. Should call you the mouse trappers. I think I like the escapees better. Escaping the mouse beer now with more Honda virus. Breck beer from Waco in the in the spirit of Billy Beer. Yeah, in terms of I remember hearing about the banning the girl who smoked all the pot. I don't know, that's stupid. I understand if you're like taking steroids to enhance your performance, but I was listening to somebody talk about that the other day, and they were saying, if anything, she should be given another medal because pot tends to slow you down, not speed you up. I don't know. I guess it's the rules, and the rules are the rules, and without rules, we're just monkeys flinging our feces at each other. I don't know. I guess I don't really have an opinion on that. They get every organization needs to be, you know, you need to make up their own policy on things like that. Please be responsible when drinking Breck's beer. Yeah. Now that's stupid considering pot a performance enhancing drug. That's just dumb. If anything, pot is a performance uh, preventing drug here. Mark's internet's acting up today. The growlers in cans work. They're supposed to be. They are not. They are not refillable because you pop it open like a normal beer. But I mean, it seems to work all right. Yeah, all is well, Adam. Hope your day is going well too. How many beers can I drink in a sitting? I'm not really someone who drinks a lot. I kind of know what my limit is, and so I drank one of those growlers last night, and that was about it. I'm not somebody who'll sit down and drink 12 beers and wake up in a pool of it. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's what I think of too. There was a restaurant that my mom and dad and I used to go to a lot back in California called Taps, and they brewed their own beer and they sold growlers, and it was like a big 1 gallon jug, glass jug. Dumb question. Can I do a small video on drilling a hole in a block wall to hang a picture guitar wall hanger? Well, I probably won't do a video because I don't really have any block walls that I can drill into that I want to drill into. But basically, the process is pretty simple. You go out, you have to buy a special drill bit, something that's designed, they call it a masonry drill bit. It's designed to drill into concrete or cinder block or that kind of thing. And then you'll have to use some sort of an anchor to anchor it in there. They've got all sorts of stuff to do that. Go to your local hardware store and ask what they recommend in terms of anchoring into a cinder block wall. It's not really that difficult. I had cinder block walls in my backyard in California, so I did it a few times. But um, they've just got special drill bits that are designed for going through concrete or cinder block and that kind of stuff. It's not a hard thing to do, and it isn't a dumb question, Adam. I used to do the helpline when I was at the CD factory many years ago, and I always had people come in and say, "I got a stupid question." I just stop them right there and say, "There are no stupid questions. The stupid question is the one you don't ask." Should buy a restaurant and sell my own cooking and beer there, and I don't know if I want to do that. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, I am having a good day so far. I mean, it's early, so you know, it's just beginning, but it's a good start. It's always a good start when I get on the line and talk to some friends. Yeah, you don't really need any skills. You just need the bit and then something to anchor into it. And it might even be something as simple as what they'd consider a drywall anchor. Because what you want is you want something that's going to expand and kind of grip onto the inside of your hole. But I know they got stuff that's like aluminum too. It's like an aluminum anchor that you can drive in there, and then when you drive the bolt in there, it it expands the anchor and it grips onto the inside really well. There's all sorts of options. Talk to somebody at a hardware store, and they'll walk you through it. It's not that hard to do. Not a real fan of drinking beer, but it's definitely yeah. I mean, I get it. I'm the same way when it comes to wine, but I still would enjoy seeing it done. I got a diamond blade on a circular cutter. Well, I got a hand grinder that I've been using, and that works pretty well. I'm wearing out the uh, the blades really fast, but what I've been doing is scoring it with that, and then just punching on it with a chisel, and I've been breaking it pretty easily. I mean, not pretty easily. It's hard work, but I've also scored it with a going back to a previous topic with a masonry drill bit, and that works pretty well too. Oh, the temperature finally went down in California, huh? That's good. No, I wouldn't use a plastic anchor. Those are for drywall. They got specific anchors that will work on concrete or masonry or cinder blocks. So like I said, talk to a guy at the hardware store. Doesn't even need to be a guy, I guess. Just talk to somebody at the hardware store and tell them what you want to do, and they'll steer you to the right thing. There's all sorts of options. White always shows his butt. That's just who he is. I'd use a pickaxe to get out my aggression. Yeah, that's probably not the way to do it. I don't think I'm going to get rid of. I actually think of that stone. I think I know what I want to do with it. There's kind of an area behind the shed, between the shed and the property line, that's right in front of a big double fence. It's the kind of thing I could like back a car into in the backyard if I wanted to. And I think I'm going to just lay it on there and have it become, just almost like paving a part of the backyard. In fact, I was thinking, I when I was mowing the other day, I actually accidentally bumped the lawnmower into one of those stone blocks, and it moved a little bit. So I'm halfway thinking I might be able to drag it with a lawnmower. So I might try that at some point. Rex Instant Pot Texas restaurant. Roll on tap, huh? Well, maybe. I don't know. Now I think I'll just do instant pot vlogs and let you guys figure it out yourself. I got a bigger reach here. If I have a restaurant here in Waco, then only people in Waco will be able to enjoy it. But I ever get a built-in pool? I don't know. I think The one I have is probably because all I don't really do any swimming in it. Mainly what I do is I just like to cool off in it, and so I wouldn't really need anything that deep. My pool is maybe 3.5 feet deep, and that's enough for me. Like I said, I just like to soak in it and cool off. Have I seen Mike Holmes? Yeah, I love his show Homes on Homes. I used to watch that all the time. That's actually where I learned most of my home improvement stuff is watching shows like that. You sure people would drive to have a great meal and nice tasting beer? Yeah, well, perhaps. I don't know if I got the patience to rent a restaurant though. Do I have a favorite HGTV show? I think it probably was Homes on Homes, but honestly, a couple weeks ago, I gave up my cable box, so I don't even have TV anymore. I just do everything online. I've had cable TV ever since I moved to Waco, and I think I've had it on twice. I just don't watch it, so it's ridiculous paying all that money for it each month. And which is better to maintain, an above ground pool or an in ground pool? I don't have the experience to answer that question because I've only ever had the above ground. But the above ground pool is fairly easy to take care of. I remember I used to help friends when I was a kid with their pool, and they had a built-in pool, and it was way more complicated. You were out there, checking the water, checking the chemistry, and manually cleaning stuff with brushes and stuff like that, and a vacuum and stuff like that. It's really easy to do it now. I shock the pool and put some chlorine tabs in about once a week, and every once in a while I run the automatic pool sweep. So it's really autopilot these days. Used to watch This Old House. I've been told that some of my vlogs remind people of that. I don't think I ever watched that one. Yeah, there's a big difference between, being a good cook and being able to run a restaurant. You got to be able to, you know, deal with all the, all the people's orders, and, everybody wants different things at different times, and manage that and keep it all going. And it's a lot of work. That's almost sort of what I had for breakfast this morning, David. I've been, every once in a while I'll make breakfast burritos, and and basically what it is, it's raw pork sausage, some ham, some bacon, some scrambled eggs, and some of my homemade salsa. Have I heard from Jordan lately? Just I stopped by his live stream last night. How's the squirrel feud going? I'm winning. Yeah, so far as I know, nobody's no squirrels gotten onto the feeder since my second squirrel baffle, and it doesn't seem to me that it would. It would take a very determined squirrel to get past that, because what they were doing is they'd slide down the wire, get on top of the baffle, and then as the baffle went sideways, he'd reach around and grab it. Well, now he has to fall 4 feet, get past the baffle, and get onto there. So he hasn't. I don't think they're going to be able to do it this time. above ground pools don't work well in Minnesota due to short summers. Yeah, I bet. I do have Netflix. Somebody asked that a while back, and I guess I missed that, but missed responding to that. But yeah, I mean, I have a pretty sizable movie collection. I like watching my movies, and every once in a while I'll pull out something, off of Netflix or something like that and watch. But I'm one of those people that can watch a movie over and over again. So for now, that works well for me. That might change at some point, but and every once in a while I get something new. I just got one in the mail a couple of days ago. It's it's a movie that was out many years ago, and people were really into it, and it was an Academy Award winner and all that. But I'd never seen it because it didn't seem to be that interesting to me. But Jordan showed it to me a while back, and I thought, yeah, this is actually a good movie. I don't know if anyone ever saw Sling Blade with what's his name? I'm thinking Daniel Day Lewis, but it's not him. It's Billy 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 Bob Thornton, I think. Who it is? Hang on, I'll get the box here. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. So I picked that up the other day. I remember seeing it, and I said, you know what, I want to get that and watch that again. So that's a good movie. And I got another movie that I remember watching and enjoying when I was a kid. It's going to be coming in the next couple of days called The Last Starfighter. I remember that was a kind of fun movie too. Ever seen the movie Slaughterhouse Five? No, I haven't. What's my favorite movie? It's hard to say, but I know one that's been the top of my list for a long time is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think somebody asked that last weekend too. I think that David Hasselhoff is a great singer. All right, there you go. Yeah, for the most part, I don't like remakes. And Bad News Bears is one of those movies that you don't want to touch that one. That was a good movie. They think they can take a classic movie and remake it and make it as great. But you know what? Bad News Bears was great. Was a great movie because it was so politically incorrect, and you couldn't make a movie like that today. I was just watching Blazing Saddles the other night, and that's another movie. You could never ever make that movie today. In fact, it was funny. I was thinking about dropping that movie into an editor and editing everything out that's offensive and seeing how short the movie would actually be. Yeah, John Ritter was great in Sling Blade. That's such a great role for him. It was just a supporting role, but his acting was really good. We enjoyed watching Good Times with JJ. Is that Good Times, the TV show? I remember that. I remember Good Times. I used to watch that. It used to be on in the community center at school when I was like in between classes. They'd be doing reruns of that. If I'm thinking the right thing, if the squirrels could accomplish that, they deserve the treat. Well, I don't really feel that bad for the squirrels because I feed them too. I just don't want them eating the bird food. The bird food's for the bird. The squirrel food's for the squirrels. They're like Bad News Bears too. I don't know if I ever saw Bad News Bears too. Yeah, it's city water here. I don't have a well on the property, but I think a lot of the I was just reading a report on the city water, and I think they pump a lot of the water out of a local aquifer. So it is well water, but it's well water provided by the city. I don't think they'd be able to re-air All in the Family episodes. No, probably not. That was another one of those non-politically correct shows. You have a seagull that taps on your window for food and loves dry cat food. Seagulls eat just about anything. Yeah, I don't know if my mom's watching live, but I know she'll watch the live stream later on. So she'll see your comment there, Dandelion. So on behalf of her, thank you. Thank you for asking. Thank you for remembering her. And keep her in her thoughts and prayers too, because it's been a tough year and a half for her. Well, even one of my favorite TV shows also was the A Team, and the A Team could never be done again either. That just the idea of a bunch of ex-military guys going around solving problems with guns. Yeah, yeah, that would never go over well. Not today. Am I worried about the new plants and another freeze? Um, the that freeze that happened last year or earlier this year, that was a freak. The people who live here say that hasn't happened in like 30 years. So I'm not really worried about it. We get a little bit of snow every year, I think. Uh, at least that's been my experience. The first year I was here, we got a little dusting of snow one night, and it was already gone by like 9:10 the next morning. So I'm guessing that's probably more a normal weather pattern for here. So no, I'm not really worried about it. A lot of these things are designed for, these plants are really, designed to work in or to do well in Texas. And that includes, all of the Texas typical weather, including the occasional dusting of snow. I think the problem that happened with the plants I lost is they weren't prepared to freeze solid for like a week, which is how long it was below freezing. I have a tree out in the front yard that a lot of it died because of that, but it's actually coming back. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the dead branches, and it'll be funny looking for a couple years, but it'll come back. Yeah, I stopped watching sitcoms too for the same reason. There's just I watch it and it's like it's not funny anymore. I mean, even like Married with Children, which I love that show, um, couldn't be done today. Yeah, I don't know if I could stand not replanting the stuff I lost. Basically, everything in the front yard now that died has been replaced. And like I said, I want my house to look nice. I want my yard to look nice. It was bugging me having a bunch of dead plants in the front yard, so that's all taken care of now. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the whole problem with the remake mentality. I have not really seen a whole bunch of movies where the remake is anywhere as good as the original. Now there are exceptions. There was a remake of Dawn of the Dead that I thought was really good. I thought that was scarier than the original, and I love the original Dawn of the Dead. That's the one where they're in the shopping mall. They're trapped in the shopping mall, and the zombies are trying to get in. I really loved that one. I thought it was a great concept, and but the remake was even better. Thanks, Deanne. Yeah, I'm happy with how things have turned out in the yard. Everything I planted, at least in the front yard, is doing really really well. The blue bonnets didn't do well in the backyard. And I thought that might be a problem because blue bonnets are sun lovers, and there's too much shade in that corner. But we'll put something else in there at some point, and something that does better in the shade. There's plenty of options for that around here. Yeah, I agree with you, Pegtooth. A lot of movies are just about the effects these days. You got to have a good, effects are great, but you got to have a good story behind it. And I just don't see a whole lot of that. Yeah, I agree, David. Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I've been to a movie. I really can't. It's been a long time. I definitely haven't been to a movie theater since I've been in Texas. So it's been at least 2 years. You lost your palm trees and rosemary bush. Yeah, I lost my palm trees and the rosemary bush too. I like the rosemary because it's that's good for cooking, but we can plant another one of those. Yeah, Elvis, I kind of agree with you on music, although I'd add 90s to that too. I was into the grunge movement, and that was some good stuff. Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Mudhoney, Smashing Pumpkins. I love Smashing Pumpkins. Weezer, Pixies, Cataway Voices. Yeah, you're right. Hollywood has run out of ideas, and the ideas that they have are all PC and woke. And you know what? I go to the movies to forget the world, not to be preached to. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what David was saying there. On a good note, we have people like breakfast. We can watch this. But okay, I get it. Thank you for the compliment, David. Appreciate that. I try and keep it entertaining. I don't know. It's it's just it's just kind of the story of my life. What's going on, And my mom kind of likes it because it allows her to be a part of what's going on in my life. And I found out that my mom's brother also tunes in and watches occasionally, and so that's kind of fun. Yeah, I agree. Any kid with a computer thinks he's a musician. Nobody plays guitar anymore, and that's why music isn't really any good anymore. Foo Fighters were all right. I think they were a pale imitation of Nirvana. I preferred Nirvana, but even there, I mean, I don't know where Nirvana would have gone, you know, beyond where they were. And it isn't even about being taught in the movies; it's being lectured to. It's just, it gets old. Keep track of the money you spend. I spend on projects, painting, and etc. No, not really. I kind of deal with. I kind of know what my monthly budget is, and so I just kind of, say, okay, well, this amount I have available for projects and stuff like that, and that's usually about it. And honestly, probably in terms of the amount of money I spend on projects, it's probably consistent with the amount of money that I make monthly on the vlog. So by you guys watching these things, you guys are paying for these projects. So thank you for paying for these projects. I think you think that Hitler, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Hitler was a bad man. Well, I gotta admit, I liked some of the Marvel movies. I like the Avengers and Iron Man and Spider Man and stuff like that. But even and the X Men too. But even they're starting to get a little too preachy. And I think that's Disney's influence because Disney bought out Marvel, and just it isn't really it's too PC now. Yeah, John Waters is another one that would never work in today's world. I mean, can you imagine something like Desperate Living or Female Trouble being made today? Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I try. You know, I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. This is who I am. Yeah, movies that are all CGI, that's no good to me. I think Pink Flamingos would be accepted in today in this day. Yeah, Would I consider getting a perm and taking a painting? No, no. Well, even John Waters, some of John Waters' more recent movies. I mean, I think, um, what was it? Serial Mom was very, very funny. It wasn't as edgy as some of his early stuff, but it was a very, very funny movie. It's just a goofy. I love that movie. Wreck Ross, huh? Nah, I don't think so. That ain't me. John Waters keeps showing up in animated shows. Like I said, I don't watch a whole lot of TV anymore, so I haven't seen that. But uh, that's John Waters playing John Waters, not John Waters doing a John Waters movie. I'm thinking, classic, Divine and Edith Massey and people like that. Those characters. Yeah, I'm kind of with you too, Elvis. More and more into, like I said, good rock based bands. That's just, a good band for the most part has to have a driving guitar line. That's me. It's got to have an electric guitar. I do put in plenty of time. I probably, I mean, it doesn't pay a whole lot. I think, total I maybe make $300 a month doing the vlog. But that isn't what this is all about for me. It isn't really about money. I'm not, I make good money at work, and that's really what this is all about. I get other things from the vlog that are more important to me, and so that's why I keep doing this. Like I said, the small amount of money I make vlogging is, it pays for some of the projects we do, and that's about it. It'd be entertaining if Breck did a painting on camera and it turned out really horrible and we all loved it in the chat. That'd be funny. It'd be like I'd be like Hunter Biden then, huh? That's right. I went there. You enjoyed watching Two and a Half Men? Yeah, I never watched that. Who is my favorite guitarist? um, I don't know. I guess I'd probably have to go with the guitarist of Guided by Voices, Doug Gillard. Maybe just because I know him a little bit, but he's a real nice guy. He's a great guitar player. I mean, I met Eddie Van Halen. Does that count? But I was, never really that much of a Van Halen fan. I got a couple of albums. Have I ever had a beer with Jordan? Jordan doesn't drink a whole lot, so no. And when he did, he was more of a Jack and Coke kind of person. So no, I don't think I've ever had a beer. I've drank beer in Jordan's presence, but I don't think I've ever had a beer with him. Yeah, I'm not looking to tear other people down. There's enough people out there that do that. I just, my vlog is going to be what it is, and it's one of these. If you like it, watch it. If you don't, don't. I'm happy that enough of you watch it that it makes it worthwhile to do it. Yeah, I think you're right, Elvis. There are guitar players out there. There's guitar music and stuff like that, but you're right. It isn't really in the mainstream today. Today's music is largely sampled, and like I said, I'm not really into that. I like a lot of things about computers, but they don't make good music. No, I've never smoked Parmesan cheese, thinking it's crack either. Of course, on the other side of the coin, I've never smoked crack. So, and I know my mom draws all sorts of strength from people like you too, Connie. So, thank you so much for your prayers for her. I know I speak for her when I say that, and we'll try and have her on, as often as possible because I think that a lot of her problem, is just the isolation. My mom is a very sociable person. I'm not so much. I could lock myself in my house and just become a hermit very easily. That's totally me. But it isn't my mom. And being locked away from people for almost a year, especially after losing my dad and all that, that was just really hard for her. So yeah, I think it's really great when we can get her on and let her draw off of your energy because that's valuable. That's really what I get from the channel too. It isn't the money. It isn't about the money. You'll notice that at the end of my videos, I don't say, hey, send me a PayPal. Hey, become a Patreon, like a lot of vloggers do. It's all about, yeah, I've got a PayPal, I've got a Patreon. If you want to do it, that's fine. There's a link on the homepage. But the money isn't what it's about. What I get is the energy that I draw from you. Jordan said last night that his counts are strangely lower. Am I seeing a difference as well? Um, I don't know. I think around the time I was moving and moving in, I was seeing more views on my videos. But for the last year or so, the numbers have gone down, and they've gone down significantly. But you know what? There's my videos. My videos used to get like 1,000 views each, and now it's more like 500. But whatever. Like I said, I'm doing this because I draw energy from you guys, leaving comments and being nice and coming on and talking to me on the live streams and stuff like that. And that's that's all this is really about. So yeah, I think that's right, David. When you share love, you receive love, you get energy, and that's what I think you're saying. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just sharing with you who I am, and like I said before, if you like it, watch it. If not, don't. It's really that easy. You loved when I put the camera up to watch the cats in the apartment. Yeah, that was when I was first. I think that was when I was first working. I'd leave the turn on a live stream at the beginning of the day and just let the cats do the live stream. And that was kind of cool too because nobody you guys were just all talking to each other. And that was when we were in the middle of the pandemic, and so it was really kind of fun to just do that and allow that to be kind of a format where people can socialize because we couldn't do a whole lot of that during that time. I was really lucky because the pandemic never really affected my work. If anything, it was a positive thing for me because for a while there I was getting hazard pay for going into work. but a lot of people weren't as lucky as I was. So, I like the fact that I could help people socialize a little bit just by leaving the live stream on and letting you guys talk to each other because you guys did that. It was funny. I'd go off on a break or something like that, and I'd go into the lunchroom and I'd turn on the live stream and I'd just watch you guys talking to each other. And it's like that was a blast. And I even see it happening here. Some of you are talking to me, some of you are talking to each other. That's awesome. I have a favorite band I saw live on stage. I've seen so many bands that were really great. Um, I think I'd have to go back to Guided by Voices. I think my favorite show of theirs was called The Electrifying Conclusion, and there's a DVD of it. And actually, if you ever watch the DVD, I'm all over it because I was right in the front row of that. That was supposed to be their last show ever. But I've seen Oingo Boingo. That was great. I saw Kiss with Jordan a couple years ago, and that was probably the best stage show I've ever seen. I've seen The Residents a couple times. Those were kind of fun shows. Um, let's see, who else have I seen that was great? Oh, a bunch of them. Oingo Boingo was always a fun show to go to. Well, and I think that's Lorley. I think that's one of the other things that I like doing on the channel is I love teaching people things. I'm in every job I've ever had. I've been a trainer at some point, and that's the most rewarding part of my job. That's one of the things I like now is I'm a trainer at a new job, and I'm training a guy right now, and I really like training somebody and watching the lights come on in their mind. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I get this. And the guy I'm training right now is amazing. He's gonna be a really good employee once I get him up to speed. In terms of he started out as a temp, so he kind of learned the basics of operating the machine, but now he's starting to learn the process. And he's uh, coming along very nicely. He's going to be a great employee before too long. Have you ever been disappointed seeing a band that you really like and they were bad in person? No, not really. I think I've been lucky that way. Can I do brisket on the smoker? I've thought about it. I don't know. I'd have to do a little bit more research on that because I don't know enough about it. But it'll be it would definitely be something that would be a very Texas thing to do. Have you ever watched the Trailer Park Boys? Yeah, I like the Trailer Park Boys. Bubbles makes me laugh. Jordan actually met the Trailer Park Boys once. Apparently, the character who played Bubbles actually had the glasses with him. He doesn't wear those normally. He'd be blind if he did, but he had the glasses with him when he put them on. Oh, you have a lot of friends in here, Connie. So, and including this one. I do have a Rumble account. I haven't uploaded anything to that, but I've been thinking about, putting all my videos over there also, just to see what happens. but there is an Escaping the Mouse channel on Rumble. There's nothing on it right now, but like I said, one of these days I'll upload content to both locations and upload all my old stuff. Yeah, I get it when it comes to teaching at work, and especially when you have to do the work and teach somebody else how to do it. I've been going through that issue. I've seen a couple of opening bands for Guided by Voices that turned out to be pretty good. Where did I meet Eddie Van Halen? It was when I was working at Warner Brothers making CDs, and we were making a Van Halen CD, and he was actually in the facility watching the discs come off the line and actually listening to them as they came off the line. So I actually spent like 2 days with him. Yeah, that was when he was way in the middle of being drunk, drugged out all the time. In fact, like I said, we saw him 2 consecutive days. He was wearing the same clothes both days. So, that showed his state of mind. Are there crows in Texas? There are a few, but there aren't as many as like in other places. I remember at Disneyland, when I worked at Disneyland, about dusk every night, the crows would just blacken the skies. It was creepy too. It was always around the Haunted Mansion. I appreciate you always watching, Connie. Yeah, well, like I said, I do this for other reasons. So if people watch, they do. We saw a Sunday night show for $5 locally with Mr. Leahy and Randy. They gave you an assistant trailer park supervisor certificate. That's cool. I bought some of their autographed pictures. That's awesome. No, I haven't done anything with the beam overhead. It's still white. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that, but I don't know. It's one of those things that it'll be one of those things. I'll look at it for a while, and all of a sudden the idea will come to me of what I want to do with it. So I'm just waiting for inspiration to strike. Oftentimes that's what has to happen there. Let you know when I go to Rumble. I will do that. I will do that. If I start on Rumble, I will let you know. Your current technology is not sufficient to host many platforms beyond YouTube and Facebook. Well, you do what you got to do, and you do what you can do. I plan to do another JFK style vlog in the future. Maybe, it's always a possibility. It's just a matter of when the right thing comes up. In terms of the JFK one, that was actually something Jordan said I should do. I thought, you know what, that's a good idea, and I was really proud of that video because I shot all 3 of those videos in one day, and 2 of the 3 are the #1 and #2 most viewed videos I've got. So, the one where I retrace Oswald's steps from the book depository to the theater where he was captured. That's my #1 video. That's the only video I've got that's earned me more than $100. Closest thing I got to to a viral video. And that's had 30,000 views or something like that. That's insane. Can I wear shorts at work? Well, there's a uniform I wear at work, so I can wear shorts to work, but then I have to change into my uniform. You like to watch the bat coming out of the caves. Yeah, that might be something I do. There's a place called Carlsbad Caverns in Carlsbad, New Mexico, and there's bats living there. And my family visited that years and years and years ago when we were kids, and we watched the bats come out of the cave. That was fun. A couple weeks ago, you vaguely talked about Robot Chicken. Did I end up watching it? No, I didn't watch it that evening, but that was part of what inspired the image on the T-shirt, and that was why that got brought up. Yeah, I'm glad you liked the JFK video. I honestly was hoping the one that I got to go into the jail cell would have been, the number one video, but that's the number two video. And then the one me just talking about the stuff I saw inside the book depository, that was just because I couldn't. They wouldn't let you shoot video in there. They would only let you snap pictures. So I had to, do the pictures and then narrate over it. And that isn't as entertaining of a video. So that's not a video. That's a slideshow. Yeah, there's something weird with the notification bell on YouTube. I don't know. I don't use it on it at all. So I don't know, but I've heard a lot of people talk about that. Yeah, I heard that the character played Mr. or the actor played Mr. Leahy died. I think that's part of the reason they started doing the animated version because then they could do that. Did Eddie act more like a regular person or a celebrity? I would say he acted like a drugged out celebrity, honestly. Ever seen any garter snakes? I've seen them in California, not here. Have I been in the pool? Not this weekend, but I looked at the temperature last night and it was 85 in there. So that's really, really comfortable temperature. So I'll probably be in there today. You just clicked off and on my subscribe button and bell. Maybe that might work to see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people talk about how the announcement thing doesn't work. So or doesn't always work. So I don't know what the issue is. As a past Disney employee, any thoughts on why they may be moving 2,000 jobs to California or to Florida? I don't know. It could be the income tax thing. I don't know. Florida has a whole different tax structure than California does, and I think a lot of what hurt Disney last year was that the California laws, despite everything else being open, they weren't allowing uh, theme parks and stuff like that to open. It was like the last thing they opened up, and I think that really hit Disneyland really hard. Still think your favorite videos are when I went back to grammar school, middle school, high school. That was cool. I'm glad you liked those. Yeah, that was just kind of a hey, I'm here. Hey, let's go do that. Yeah, it's a little of my history, so I'm glad you like that. Is there a zoo in Texas? Yeah, well, there's lots of zoos. There's a zoo here in Waco called the Cameron Park Zoo. I visited that a couple years ago. There's a couple of vlogs on that. Well, anyway, I think we've been going for a couple hours now, so I think I'm going to stop this one because I got to start painting in here. So thanks everyone for watching. I had a good time. This was a fun live stream today. So I'll catch up with you next week, and stay tuned for the next video coming up on Tuesday. Just a heads up for those of you who ordered t-shirts, I got a call from the t-shirt company on Friday. The t-shirts are in and ready to pick up. So I'm going to go get those tomorrow, and we'll get those shipped out this week, and hopefully you'll see them soon. So thanks everyone. Have a good night.